This is Math Expressions Unit 1, Lesson 5, and let's start off with our name, our class number, and then over here the date that you're working on this page. So go ahead and do that, and then when you're ready to go, let's go ahead and go on. All right, so this one is exploring patterns with twos, and it looks familiar, right? It looks our first lesson in this unit. We had this same page, it looks like this, but that was with the fives, and this time is with the twos. And up here it says, again, what patterns do you see below? So I'm going to take a quick pause and flip my page so we can look at it, not have to turn our heads to look at it. All right, so here we go. So now, again, we are going to look at groups of two in this one. So they've already looped groups of two, and you can tell it's, if we go, we're going to be skip counting, right? We're going to go 2, 4, 6, right? So, and then again up here, if we start at the bottom and we go to 2, we have done, right here, we've done 2 is the same as one group of 2, right here, that they just looped. That's one group of 2. And that's the same as just 2. Again, this is the area where they're going to do repeated addition, but because we only have one group, you can't do it, right? So if we start down here and we count 2 groups, 1, 2, we would end up at 4, right? So 4 is the same as 2 groups of 2, which is the same as 2 plus 2. So again, they're getting you into thinking that the multiplication symbol, this symbol right here, is just the symbol for groups of, which is the shorthand way of writing repeated addition. So instead of writing 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, right, all those times, you can just say how many groups of 2 are we going to be counting, basically. All right, so again, on this one, look at the patterns and look for patterns, and maybe up in this area, kind of keep some notes. What patterns do you see on this page? Okay, so I've flipped my book back around and we're going to go on to the next page. So, as always, even though there's not a name line, put your name, number, and the date that you're working on this page, just in case, you might be working on this on a different day. It's a good habit to get into. So, pause the video if you need to do that, and then when you're ready to go, we'll go on. All right, so on this lesson, we're going to be looking at even and odd numbers, and over here in our vocabulary box, we have even number, odd number, and this big word pictograph, and we'll get into what that is down at the bottom. Over here in this blue box it says the twos count bys, 2, 4, 6, 8, right? These are called even numbers because they are multiples of 2, right? They are one group of 2, 2 groups of 2, so if we're counting by 2, we call that the multiples of 2. In an even number, the ones place, the digit in the ones place is always going to be either a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. That's one of those patterns that you maybe saw on the previous page, that the digits in the ones place were always 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0. If a number is not a multiple of 2, it's not an even number. We call it an odd number. So if it's not a multiple of 2, if it's not an even number, we call it an odd number. So again, you're looking at the digit in the ones place and to see if it's an odd number or an even number. So over here, down here on number 1 through 4, we're just going to write an E or an O. So like for this one, 7. Well, is 7 a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8? Nope. So that's an odd number. So go ahead and fill in those. And then, so pause the video if you need to. Fill in those, 2, 3, and 4. And then when you're ready to go on, start the video back up. Okay, so now we are looking at solving multiplication and division problems with twos. So our directions say to write an equation and then solve the problem. So let's look at number 5. At the art fair, Tamika sold 9 pairs of earrings. Now a pair is a group of 2, right? 9 pairs of earrings. How many individual earrings did she sell? So basically we're saying 9 groups of 2 is what? Right? So 9 groups of 2, 9 pairs is how many? So again, now if you're really good at counting by twos, skip counting by twos, you can use your fingers and go 2, 4, 6, 8, right, until you get to 9, and then figure out how much that is. So go ahead and let's don't forget to put our earrings on there. So that's going to be our, earrings. So that's going to be our label. And then you're going to put your answer to what is 9 times 2 there. So go ahead, pause the video, make sure you've got all that written down. And then when you're ready to go on, let's look at number 6. Okay, so on this one, number 6, Rhonda divided this time. She divided 8 crayons equally between her twin brothers. Twin is another word for 2, right? Is a pair of 2, her 2 brothers that are twins. How many crayons, so we're counting crayons, how many crayons did each boy get? So I'm going to use our division model. Here's one brother, and here's another brother, and she's going to start with 8, and she's going to divide them up. She's going to, if you've ever heard the divvy them out. If you've ever played cards and you kind of deal out, one for you, one for you, one for you, right? Same kind of thing. You're dividing them up. So our equation is going to start this time, because it's division. We're going to start with the largest amount, and then we're going to divide it into our groups of 2. And how many is that? And then don't forget that we need to put our label that we're counting. What are we counting? We're counting crayons. How many what? So go ahead, pause the video, and then when you're ready to go, start it back up. Okay, so now this bottom section, we're going to use a pictograph. So you might see the word picture in there, right? We're going to picture and graph. We're going to use a graph that's made out of pictures to solve each problem. So let's look at number 7. Okay, so I'm going to read the problem. It says, in all, how many strawberry sensation and citrus surprise drinks were sold? So we're going to look at this table, and we're calling this as a pictograph. And there's a lot to this. This is the title of the graph. It's called Drinks Sold at the Smoothie Shop. And then down this way are the different types of drinks they sold. So they did strawberry sensation and peach banana blasts. They sold some mango madnesses, citrus surprises. But they don't give us a number. They show us these pictures over here. I'm looking at these pictures over here. They don't tell us how many. They show us a picture that's supposed to tell us how many they sold. And in a pictograph, they will always give you this right here. This is really important down here. This is a key that tells you each picture really means 2 drinks. So I'm going to erase this little arrow, hopefully. There we go. And so we're going to go back to number 7 here, and it says in all, so totally, right? In all, how many strawberry sensations? So we need to find those. Those are here, right here. Strawberries, and then citrus surprises. So together, in all, one thing that I like to do is I like to go ahead and write the amounts after the pictures, like I did with the bar graphs. If you've done that, I like to do the total. So I'm going to count by twos, 2, 2, and 2, right? So 2, 4, 6. So I know that we've sold 6 strawberry sensations. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of these just to make it a little bit easier, so I don't need to keep recounting. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and then look at this one. What do you think that's going to be? How much do you think that's going to be? Yep, if a full cup is 2, half a cup would be 1. So now I need to go back and count because I lost my count. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, plus 1 more is 15. There was 15. Mango Madness, 2, 4, and then Citrus Surprises, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I would say pause the video right now, go ahead and copy all that down, and then when you're ready to go, start it back up. Okay, so we are looking again at, the question asks us strawberry sensations and citrus surprises. So we're looking at 6 and 10. So what is 6 plus 10? What is 6 plus 10? How many is that altogether? Right here, put your answer there. And we're just going to call that drinks. Maybe just we'll call it sold. Hopefully my eraser is going to work here. Sometimes there's a little delay. We'll just call it sold. So go ahead, pause the video again. write your answer on there, and then you're ready to go. We'll look at number 8. Okay, so number 8, how many more? So that's a comparing. That's a finding the difference, right? How many more peach banana blast drinks were sold than mango madness? So this time we're looking at peach banana and mango madness. So peach banana we have 15, and mango madness we have 4, and we're trying to compare those. And when we compare those, we're trying to find the difference between the amounts, right? And I'm going to erase this 4 right here because I want to show you a way to do this. Come on, erase. There we go. I'm going to put my 2 back in there though. So when you're comparing, right, we're lucky because they're right next to each other. What we could do is we're looking at this amount here, right? And then we're looking at this amount here. So when we can compare those two, they kind of look like comparison bars. We can chop off how much, what is the same, and then what's left over is how they're different. So I'm going to count up here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So there's 11 different. So what we did is we started with 15. We took away the same amount, right? We took away all of these. We took away 4, and that left us with 11. I'll just go ahead and do that. They left us with 11. And what are we counting? How many more? I'll just say 11 were sold. So there we go. All right, so pause the video. Actually, that's going to be the end of it. We don't have another page in this lesson. Make sure you have all of that copied down. And that's the end of Unit 1, Lesson 5. Good job.